Hi, thank you so much for joining us today. We so happy today. We have Austin here who's gonna share his experience working with us and working with a remote team. Uh, Thank you so much, Austin, for being here today.
Yes, sir. Happy to do it.
Awesome. So I want you to tell us a little bit more about you and the business that you run.
Sure. So yeah, I run an agency called Search Prestige. We are a search engine marketing agency. So essentially we are really good at all things search. So whether that's SEO or, Google ads and, the whole slew of things that kind of fall underneath both of those buckets. We work with a very wide array of clients to help them, win on search basically. Our team is, we're a fully remote agency, about 10 or so people, and yeah, we've been around for about 3 years or so. We've got a great team, pretty aggressive growth goals, and yeah, it's kind of a mix. Probably half U.S. based, half overseas or international. So that's us.
That's awesome. I'm so happy to hear that. You mentioned you've been remote from the very beginning, and I want to ask you that first. What's the number one tip you can give to other marketing agency owners and how to handle and how to manage a successful remote team?
Yeah, it's a good question for sure. It's I think it's probably easier nowadays than it's ever been, right? Just because people are a lot of people are used to that now. But yeah, there's certain things that you just can't replace in terms of in person with regards to being able to talk to people in person, stuff like that. So really just kind of figuring out the right rhythm of things like sync calls and but at the same time not trying to just jam a ton of meetings on the calendar. And really at the end of the day, in order for you to do that and be able to trust people to do their jobs, it all kind of stems at the very onset of hiring the people that you can trust, people who are experts, people who you can delegate and just give ownership to the right piece of the business, right? If you if you grow as someone who kind of has to be barking orders all day and assigning stuff out and spending a lot of time, in the reads of making sure people are doing what they're supposed to do. It's going to break at some point, right? So really just hiring the right people is frankly probably the biggest key to making remote work basically.
It's like doing it right from the very beginning,
Yeah,
bringing the
exactly.
right
Yeah.
people to the team.
Yep.
That's awesome. And let me ask you something. When you started working with us to find a SEO expert, SEO specialist, have you worked with marketing? I mean, with recruiting agencies before?
A little bit, not a ton, honestly. I done a lot of hiring myself on Indeed or Upwork or other other online platforms that are maybe designed to specialize a certain country or whatever the case is. But I hadn't fully gone through the process all the way to hiring with a remote recruiting agency until you guys.
Okay. And what was your experience working with us? Is there anything specific or special that you remember from that first process?
Yeah, no, it's all been really good. So the biggest things that impressed me about working with you guys was just the the team and the speed that kind of came with it in terms of getting things sooner than I expected in terms of initial candidates and just the timeliness of replies. You guys had a really good process. Also, the candidates themselves, the way you present them, I guess was also super beneficial to me being the owner. I really liked the 2 minute interview videos that everyone recorded that really helped a lot in terms of just getting a quick gut check on people. And also just the fact that you guys are specialized, right, helps a ton. It means it was very evident to me that you guys have a system and something that's very repeatable and scalable and kind of a good pool of talent after rather than just kind of taking on all sorts of different types of work. I could just feel the benefits of how you guys are specialized, I guess.
I'm happy to hear that. And let me ask you something. This first hire has been with you, I think, about 2 months. Can you tell us a little bit more about her and her experience and how was that onboarding process and what she brought to the table?
Yeah, sure. So for this hire, we were really looking for someone who was a lot more senior level in terms of their experience and skill set. So it's been really positive so far. So we really needed someone who could come in and really just, take over a lot of the work I am doing internally still without a ton of training, just because I do get stretched pretty thin on any given week. It's been really good. I mean, she's a great fit culturally. She's able to hop on client calls pretty much from day one and actually contribute, and she's not afraid to voice her opinions, to make sure the clients are getting the right strategy put in place. So yeah, overall, I mean, it's been really good. Yeah, it's been about, I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks or so. So still in the early stages of getting her fully up to speed. But yeah, definitely very happy that we brought her on. I think she's going to be a great kind of long-term fit here.
Excellent. And what do you think it's the biggest ROI from working with us? And not, you could do it on your own, as you mentioned. But let's say partnering up with someone like us that we work a lot with marketing agency owners like you. What's the biggest ROI and maybe the benefit you got from working with us?
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, just the ease of not having to build out it all myself and sift through hundreds of resumes. You guys really did a good job of boiling it down to the top. I think it was like 4 candidates. So that just saved me a ton of time. The way you guys price and structure things, at least for this hire that we did, was super fair, and the cost itself was super easy to justify, honestly. So you guys just took so much off my plate, not just from like the time standpoint, but also just the ability to actually find someone who was good. Like, even if I did want to save the money and do it myself, I don't know if I would be able to attract and find the right person. At least the way our agency is set right now, we just don't quite have that presence online that maybe a potential candidate would be like, oh, this looks like an amazing place to work. So having it go through you guys definitely also helped just add a little bit of credibility, I think, to us, being a great place for top talent to come work for.
Awesome. And my last question is, there's we speak every day with marketing agency owners, and they're going through the same process as you, like thinking if it's a good idea to move forward. What will you tell them? Like you were there 2-3 months ago, and maybe you have a few doubts and things in mind. What will you tell yourself from 2 months ago?
Yeah, for sure. Well, if you're looking to hire through a recruiting agency, I mean, I would definitely recommend working with you guys. Specifically, if you do want to scale your marketing agency, you do that through people. I mean, obviously there's technology, but at the end of the day, marketing agencies scale through teams and having the right people in place. So in my case specifically, I wasn't just looking for Latin America for cost reduction. I was really just looking for someone who was actually skilled, you know, regardless of where they're located. And that's definitely what I was able to find, someone who was, world class and top tier. So that's really what you need at the end of the day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. It was very insightful. And yeah,
Awesome.